Hello, and welcome to Pressing Buttons. I'm Hugo,
I'm Nick.
and another great week, another great episode. It's good to be back, man. We were on vacation. Definitely, I got a nice little tan, and they got a little bit more Italian.
I actually also got tan.
Really?
This is tan.
That's
yeah.
your tan?
Yeah, this is me
I
tan.
need to give you some more tan.
Yeah. No, I can't. I'm maxed out.
All right. Well, it was a good vacation. Definitely needed a little break. I hadn't been on vacation in a while. You too, right?
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back, we're refreshed, we're excited for another episode. There's a lot of news that we didn't get to. We didn't get to in the week. I know everybody has been kind of clamoring for us to get back so you guys can see our takes.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
It's all over Discord, all our takes.
I couldn't enjoy my vacation.
And speaking of Discord, make sure you guys are following us. Go to pressingbuttons.gg so you guys can link up to our Discord and make sure you guys are following us there. We have a very thriving community. And that's where we keep up whenever we go on vacation or something. Also on YouTube and also on Instagram and Twitter. You'll get all that info on our website, pressingbuttons.gg. We appreciate the support. Always love feedback from our members and just everybody playing and having fun. And that's it for my social spiel. Let's get to some fucking news, some video game news. There you go. We're back with with some energy. Yeah. The first big news we want to talk about is obviously the Sony PlayStation Showcase. They did a showcase. Nick was in the air on a plane on the day they did it, and I was at home. I watched some of it before I went to the gym. But we wanted to discuss all the big announcements that they made. We're going to go over everything kind of quickly. We'll do a little stop on anything that we find really appealing to us that we enjoyed of it, but overall we'll go over everything that they showcased in sequential order. So first thing they showed, well, before I say this, one of the things I hate the most whenever they do these showcases is when when the video starts and it says not actual gameplay. Please get rid of that. That is like the worst fucking thing in the world, man. Like, half of these videos not actually.
It was a lot, yeah.
So that got me really upset. But you know, from the CGI videos, I guess they could be good. We'll never know until we see the titles. But definitely super fucking hate not actual gameplay on the videos. But to start that off, the first video that they showed was Fair Game. It was a full CGI trailer. It looks like a Robin Hood style, robbing the rich, and then also battling other teams that are trying to rob the rich. Very generic kind of thing. Like I said, they didn't really show any gameplay. It was all CGI. Could have potential if it's a fun game. We'll see about that. Any thoughts on that? No.
Not really.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to. So this is from Haven Studio, which they recently acquired, I think, in the last year or so.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first time we actually saw what they're working on, and I think no surprise it's a live service game. So I think this is, and then there's a recurring theme with the showcase of, I think, us getting a glimpse into what these games actually look like, because Sony's been talking up a bunch, or they've been emphasizing that they're going to be pushing more into live service games. So you know,
until we see something, we can't really comment on it.
Exactly. So.
All right, moving on. Helldivers 2. This was a sequel to a very popular multiplayer game, original Helldivers. The original was a top-down multiplayer game. This one seems to be a third-person multiplayer game. It has the humor of Starship Troopers. I even thought it was actually Starship Troopers.
I also thought it was a Starship Troopers game.
With the introduction, they actually did show some gameplay. It looks super fun. I, as a fan of the original Helldivers, I enjoyed the top-down version of it, but I really like third-person action games. This is something I can see myself playing, especially in a group setting, obviously, because it's just fun, mindless, shooting aliens and bugs and all that stuff for a while. I think everybody always has fun with that.
I don't even know if I've heard of the first one.
Yeah, you missed it. It was on PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus?
There you go.
Okay.
Missed out on
this
PlayStation
was
Plus.
a complete, to me, it's like, it's not Starship Troopers, but because there isn't a really fun Starship Troopers game, maybe that checks a box for me. So, maybe something to check out.
Fun stuff.
Once we learn more about it.
All right. Next, they showed a trailer. This was actual gameplay for Immortals of Avium, which is the first-person magic shooter from EA Originals. That is out July 20th. Game still looks fun, I think. it's a different type of vibe. I know it's got a lot of veterans from different old first-person shooter studios, so definitely looks like something fun. They also showed off Ghost Runner 2, which is a sequel to the popular Ghost Runner first-person action samurai game. That one is out in July in 2020. That one is out in 2023. Then we have Phantom Blade, which I think Nick and I really enjoyed. It's an action game, Sekiro-like, Neo-like, a lot of sword action, a lot of maybe a little bit of magic, not too much magic reliant. It looks very beautiful. I think a lot of it was gameplay, so that's what I really enjoyed. Looked very fluid. I'm surprised I hadn't heard anything about this before, obviously, but I'm excited to play this one. There is no release date on that one. Your thoughts when you saw this one?
Yeah, I don't think this was a new title announcement, right? Yeah,
completely
new
new
title. I think they showed a ton of it too, which was kind of surprising as I was watching it. So I was able to watch the showcase in real time while I was boarding the plane, and then also while I was on the plane. And then I think I only really missed like the last couple minutes of the Spider-Man gameplay. But
gotcha. But you missed the completely safety features of the plane, like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good thing you didn't go down.
Yeah. So yeah, I think with this one, yeah.
Can't wait to play it.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like at some point, do we ever get sick of Neo?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is still no.
It's us. It's like
the answer is still no. So yeah, I'm excited to see more.
we need more people in the camp of Neo, Sekiro, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. We need more people in that camp. I feel like it's still a very niche group, even though Elden Ring went bonkers in sales. I think it's still, people were just on the hype train.
Yeah. So I think what's the other one? The Lies of P, which I think should be coming out. I think
it came out already.
No. What?
I don't know. We'll have to check that. we don't have a fact checker.
I don't think it's out. Yeah, our fact checker is sleeping behind the camera.
Yeah.
So.
Sometimes we make stuff up.
Yeah. I don't think that. Lies of P's not out yet.
Yeah. Correct us in the comments.
That's the Bloodborne. That's like everyone's comparing that one to Bloodborne.
Oh, I was thinking of the other one, the Russian one with the robots.
Oh, I don't know what that one is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. Next, they showed us Sword of the Sea, which is a beautiful looking game from the developers that made Journey, Abzu, and Pathless. There's no release date info. It does look great. I know from their track record, Journey definitely was one of those games that received a lot of Game of the Year. Very great story wise. So definitely on the lookout for that. They also announced Talos Principle 2, which is a sequel to the popular first-person puzzle game. That's out in 2023. Neva, a new indie game, which just had kind of beautiful graphics, kind of sad. There was a wolf in there, kind of got killed.
Spoiler alert.
Always sad when it was in the video.
Oh, okay.
Always sad when the wolf gets killed. Next is Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean. Can't believe I just said that.
This one pissed you off. You were like,
yeah, I was like,
it was like the first thing you said to me when
It's a horrible name. Too many cat puns. It's all cat, whatever. That's out in 2024.
What was that? Was that a Nintendo Switch Direct? Like, this was like a year ago where it was like 40% of the games were like cats.
Yeah, but this one is like, I don't push the cat cuteness on me.
Okay.
Just let cats be cute. If you don't push the cat cuteness on me, I'm okay with it. But when you're trying too much, I don't want it. I
think it's trying too much.
Yeah, I don't want any part of this. Next is a really bizarre one, Foam Stars. It's basically Square Enix answer to Splatoon.
Which I despise as a franchise.
Splatoon?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that about you.
Really?
I
thought we talked about that.
No, I think Splatoon is great. I think it's obviously being in a Nintendo ecosystem of multiplayer didn't thrive as much as it wanted to, but it's just.
What do you mean? It's like it's like a huge seller
on a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was on PC or something. Like it'd be bonkers because it's a fun, enjoyable game.
Nah.
But back to Foam Stars, it's basically a Square Enix answer to it. Instead of paint, you're using foam, and instead of squid people, you're using teenagers. I don't know about this one. I mean, obviously, like I said, you already have Splatoon. It's not as it's only on Nintendo Switch. This, I'm guessing, will be on PlayStation and Xbox and PC. So maybe it'll reach a wider base. I just don't know if this was like a title that people were clamoring for. Like, yeah, let's make another one of
No.
these. No.
No.
It's-
This was probably the most upsetting part of the showcase for me
Yeah.
because I hate Splatoon, which is maybe a whole separate other
Yeah.
conversation, but I just really don't like that game.
And they made 3 of them.
I know. I'm aware. Like Nintendo's putting a ton of their resources into creating sequels to this franchise that I hate.
Damn.
It's almost like an irrational hate. Like there's
that's
something
what-
about it that I just really don't like it.
Maybe you have a deep fear of squids.
Maybe. I do like takoyaki though, so you know. And maybe we'll get into this at the end when we just like talk about more holistically around the showcase. But in my mind, at this point in the showcase, it's like, oh my god, it's the Square Enix logo.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't look like it's
Something that's
Final
been
Fantasy
announced.
VII Rebirth or whatever. So it looks like it's something new. And then it's fucking.
And then this is what you get.
It's fucking Splatoon. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was pissed.
So we'll be talking about Capcom a little bit later on because they're doing like a specific thing which I like. And then let me say something about Square Enix that they're doing something that I don't like, which is like they'll have all these bangers: Final Fantasy 16, Rebirth, Dragon Quest, and all that stuff. And then they'll come up with like Forspoken and Foam Stars. So it's like they're half and half, and it's kind of dividing.
I don't know. I mean, they've done this before, right? Like they kind of copied and pasted the Mario Kart formula with Chocobo Race, so it's like maybe not that surprising that someone was going to rip off Splatoon, because I do feel like it's been successful for the Switch, so it's just a question of whether they can replicate that formula for other platforms.
Yeah, and they're still still trying to do NFT and stuff, so it's a hit or miss with Square Enix. So if you're like Nick and you see the logo, be hesitant. It might be something good, or it might be something where you question Square Enix. So, all right. Next thing was the Plucky Squire 2, which is a 2D/3D blended adventure game. It looks really fun. It's coming out in 2023. Then we got Teardown, which is like Minecraft. I don't know. That's all I gotta say. Coming out in 2023. I'm not a big Minecraft guy, and to make it like more realistic, I'd be less of a Minecraft guy. So, this one's a big one. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Remake. I know a lot of people have been hearing rumors about this, but it's good to see confirmation. Unfortunately, only a CGI video. I know a lot of people on the internet were like, they got it right away. They see the animals eating each other, like the snake eating the bird or whatever, and then the alligator or whatever. All those animals. I didn't get it. Maybe I
didn't get it until they
showed Snake. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It's good to see that they're remaking it. They're remaking it in a very weird way because they're not doing any new voice lines or anything. They're just using the old voice lines for the actors, which is kind of weird. I know with the whole Kojima situation and how he got fired or departed, Konami is still kind of up in the air. He's not going to have any involvement in that, but it is one of the games on my top 10 list. So,
me too.
So I'm super excited that they're remaking it with future graphics and stuff. Besides that, they also announced that they're doing a Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which is going to have Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, which is it's going to include the VR missions and the special missions, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, which is going to be the HD collection version, and then Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which is going to be the HD collection version. I'm excited just to kind of get into Metal Gear again, especially if it's in this type of collection, high quality, all in one bundle type of thing, because my Metal Gear memory is kind of hazy. So, any thoughts on this?
I'm conflicted because I am a Kojima fanboy, and he's not going to be involved with this. I don't think we've seen anything from Konami that they're like able to actually produce a high quality like
Metal Gear
anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, are they doing Pachinko now or something?
Yeah, I mean they've always been doing that, but so I don't think we know who's actually developing it. Like maybe there's a world where Konami has engage some.
I think they're doing it. I forget the name of it, but I believe there's I forget the name of the studio that they're working with, but they are working with a different studio that's going to help them do it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I thought the trailer was like awful and like not
The
at all.
CG trailer?
Yeah. Like I thought it was like
It was short. It wasn't
the
wowzers.
like the reason it just like wasn't a Metal Gear trailer.
Yeah.
So I think they're missing a bit of that. Not to use like that like kind of buzzword but like they're kind of missing some of that Kojima magic with the trailers. So yeah, I don't know. Like I would love there to be like some sort of remake that's at the scale of what RE4 remake was. That would be incredible. I just don't know if we're gonna get that. So I'm setting myself up for there to be like a pretty disappointing remake. If it ends up being better, great. But I still kind of have that. I'll have that like, weird feeling of.
Well, since you're such a negative Nancy, I'll be the one with the hope. I do hope it's good. I'm just hoping if they just achieve visual like fidelity of this generation, I'll be happy with that. If the game stays completely the same and it just looks good, I'll be super happy. If they do RE4 style where they kind of update certain things to make it better, then I will be even happier.
Yeah, even like the Snake character model looked weird. Like
I think it was rushed. They definitely didn't announce anything on this in terms of release. So this is probably still another year and a half off, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and let you guys know. Next game they showcased was Towers of Agasba. I believe that's how it's said. It's a survival game with building options. That's for you guys. You know, hashtag no building here. So we definitely
minimal building.
Yeah. We definitely are not into that. That will be out in 2024. Next thing they showed is Final Fantasy 16, the launch trailer. That one looked pretty good. Still super hyped. We're only a couple weeks away from Final Fantasy. It's been a good June, so we won't say much on it because I think we've said a lot on Final Fantasy, but definitely check out the trailer. Next one is the Alan Wake 2 trailer. They actually showed it off and they announced a release date, which will be October 17, 2023. With this one, you'll be able to play as Alan Wake as well as the FBI agent that's chasing him, Saga Anderson. Funny thing about this, it's going to be digital only, which is, I believe, one of the few blockbuster games that are going into this format. Very interesting way. I know they were kind of trying to say that a lot of consoles, especially the digital PlayStation and then the Xbox and PC, people are doing digital these days. So that's their reasoning for it. I think I'm okay with it. I mean, lately I've been just buying a bunch of digital stuff. So especially for this game, I don't think it's like, oh, I need to physically have it. What are your thoughts on digital to disc?
Yeah, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but I think increasingly, I don't know, let's just say it's like 80% or more are buying games on digital. So, so I think that makes sense. To me, I feel like Alan Wake is more. I don't know, like I don't know if niche is the right word, but I feel like people, it kind of has this like cult following or whatever. So I feel like some people are going to want a physical version of it because there's like the whole like collectability and all that stuff. But I don't know. I think you're going to see more publishers doing that just because it is expensive creating physical versions of things. There's different economics for that are generally unfavorable for publishers. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of like, I think that makes sense. And I do think there will be a small group of people who will be like pissed. Probably like people like me for like certain games. You're just like, I just want to have the physical, again, like the collector's mindset. They'll want to have a physical copy. So
yeah, I was going to say, because you, Final Fantasy 16, are you planning to do physical, right?
Physical, yeah.
What would be your reaction if Square Enix decided to do this for 16 instead of Remedy?
I wouldn't be that pissed. Like to me, it's like if I have the option, I'm probably going to go physical with certain titles, just again because I like the collectability of it. I think there's probably others out there that are going to be even more.
Yeah.
They would be like even more upset. Like I would just kind of be like, I'm annoyed, and then I'll just kind of move on.
Well, the good thing is too, they're not gonna pull Nintendo and delist everything from the online store. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're safe on
Nintendo
that end.
is like its own unique situation with physical versus digital.
Yeah.
But for PlayStation, I'm more depending on the game. I'll probably buy physical, but if they were to take that away from me, like I probably wouldn't get too upset. Maybe the only thing is like the storage situation. I think that's gotten better though, right? Like I haven't actually tried to expand
Yeah.
the local storage, but I feel like it's relatively inexpensive now.
Yeah, and the thing
Fairly
is
easy
too,
to do.
the titles aren't that big anymore. Obviously, you have a lot of titles that take up a lot of space, like Call of Duty, like 150 something gigs.
Yeah, dude. I don't like games
So-
are getting huge.
Yeah.
Like what's more like Mortal Kombat? I think is the most recent one where it has just like some astronomical
Mortal
game
Kombat.
size. Yeah, the new Mortal Kombat game. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
I think
but
it's something else because they haven't even announced what the game is.
I bet it comes out pretty soon.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they're definitely super
Where's this?
high.
We need to get this fact checker on.
Yeah, we
on
are
payroll.
Well, it's also vacation. We're back from vacation, so can't blame us.
Yeah, I need another vacation
Yeah.
to
To recuperate from that
recover
one.
from the vacation.
But in regards to the Alan Wake 2, I'm super excited for it. I played Control. I didn't really play Alan Wake 1, but I know they're a great studio. It's kind of a trippy horror type game. So I might pick up one because I know like it's pretty cheap. It's like a couple bucks. So might pick it up and try that out because I know it's a good game and everybody loves it. Like you said, it's very niche. It's out there. It's good. All right, next thing they talked about is Assassin's Creed Mirage. This one comes out October 12th, 2023. It looks like they kind of reverted back to the original Assassin's Creed, which I really enjoyed, with more focus on stealth and assassinations. And you asked me this earlier, what did I feel about it? I wasn't too hyped. And normally I'm one of those people, I love all the Assassin's Creed. I love the eras that they explore and the time periods and all that stuff and the characters. But this one just kind of like, maybe put it in the oven for a couple more years or put it away for a couple of years and then surprise me.
And I think we had a speculation episode, and I think didn't you mention Assassin's Creed as being something that you were looking forward to as an announcement? So
I was, but it might change my mind.
okay.
Because they just showed a CGI trailer again, and I still like Assassin's Creed to the core, but it doesn't drive me to buy it first day like it used to. I think the last one that I bought first day was Odyssey. I didn't really do that for Valhalla. I haven't even played Valhalla. I might play it down the road if I ever find it on a deal, but they've gotten so big and it's so much stuff in the game that like I don't want to waste my time. No offense. Yeah.
Ask Creed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically you'll have a similar experience that you had with Horizon, because Horizon's basically just copied that formula.
Yeah.
Like, let's just have a big map with a bunch of icons on it.
But the
and
thing that I think is
walk around and collect shit. And
Yeah, but the thing that I think that drives Assassin's Creed is just the historical accuracy of it, which is really enjoyable to go around in these places and kind of explore it.
I
know
thought that was the same with Horizon.
Yeah, but it's like the future.
I know.
It's not real, bro.
I know.
Ugh, all right. But yeah, we'll see when we get more info on it. Also, I feel like they're kind of just dumping it. Like it's, hey, yeah, we have an Assassin's Creed coming out. There's no fanfare. Maybe we'll see more info.
No Skull and Bones? I thought we were going to see something from Skull and
Well,
Bones.
Ubisoft's having their thing this week. So
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing we
Dude, that's
failed
going
to
to
mention.
be that's just going to be a train wreck.
It's-
I'm almost like looking forward to watching it just to see
Yeah.
how bad it is.
Whether Ubisoft, I think Ubisoft and Xbox could definitely be two train wrecks.
Maybe we'll get into this as a wrap up.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, I don't want to spoil anything,
Yeah,
but I'll
so definitely that's like a lot of these titles. If they're a different publisher, they'll probably have something more on them for the week, because that's when they're showcasing everything, and Summer's Games Fest as well. All right, next thing that they talked about is Revenant Hill, which is an indie game. It's about a cat trying to become a witch's familiar.
It's fucking cat games.
Cats are popular, man. I like my cat. Shout out to Spooky. Next, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is on the next entry in the popular RPG series. It's looking great. I was very surprised because it's going to have co-op. I don't know how that works on an RPG series, co-op. But it's looking good. That's out winter 2023. I know you're a big fan of it. And then they also have the fighting game franchise. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, like I'm actually not that familiar with the IP. I think my first glimpse at it was, I mean, this game's been in development for a long time. I think it's been in a bit of development hell. I think Platinum Games was initially developing it, and they've been kind of shuffling it around, and now Platinum Games is no longer involved. It's just Games. But I've always thought it looked really, really good. I think this looks, I was like a little bit worried, like kind of which direction the game was going to go with the development kerfuffle, but I think this looks awesome.
No, it looks amazing. The combat, the visuals. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. It looks like a even fancier version of Tales of Arise with multiplayer. So sign me up for that.
Will probably be a checkout for us.
Yeah.
Next game on the showcase was Street Fighter 6, which we'll just leave it
Never
there.
heard of it.
We'll just leave it there. We'll talk about it later in the next segment, and at the end probably. Next game on the showcase is Ultros, which is a colorful platformer out in 2024. It's Metroidvania action platformer. Look pretty cool. Very colorful. That's the thing. Colorful. Check it out. Next big game that they talked about, Dragon's Dogma 2, which, oh my God, if I've ever seen a fucking beautiful trailer. I actually thought that it was going to be Monster Hunter World for a little bit. Just because
I could see that.
The shot coming in over the horizon, the big forest and stuff like that. But it looks beautiful. It actually showed off gameplay. I believe a lot of it was gameplay. Very underrated game for those that don't know much about it, but it had a lot of great mechanics with what's the name of the system? Paladin system? Something like that. I forget the name of the system, but basically you could have companions, AI companions that would be helping you a lot through the quest, but they were actually good. Much like the Nemesis system in Lord of the Rings. And the story was really good. A lot of people praised the combat as well. So it just looks great. I mean, I love what Capcom has been doing with the RE engine. Every game that they've released just looks bonkers. Amazing. So I'm super excited for this. Your thoughts on Dragon's Dogma?
Look great. Give me some more. I know people love the first one. I own the first one. I think I only played it for maybe 5 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I did the same, like 3-4 hours.
Yeah. And I liked what I played, but I think it's
too old. The graphics are too old.
No, I don't know. Like I don't know. It didn't hook me, but I could see why people like it. I think it's really just like the flexible combat system, and so I don't know if I'm gonna go back and try to replay the old one, but I liked what I saw of the new one. And I'm imagining. I think another reason people like the other one is it had multiplayer. So I don't think they made any specific comments around that. But
with the games releasing these days, I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised if it didn't have multiplayer.
Yeah. So my hope is it has multiplayer, and if that's the case, then that'll be great. I hope it's not as I curious what you think. I found the Monster Hunter multiplayer like a little bit.
Which one? For World?
Yeah, like just trying to play online, I thought it was like too challenging. So my hope is it's a little bit more like pick up and play, and
I think
easy
so.
To do.
With the Monster Hunter, you couldn't even be in the same hub until the Iceborne, I believe, release. So definitely it's a bit different. Obviously, that was 2017 or whatever. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they definitely fixed all that up. But we're all always down for a multiplayer game, especially with this type of fantasy and stuff like that. I think I might pick it up if I'm bored one of these days. You know, I like to pick up
The old
something. Yeah, the
Okay.
first one. It's on Steam Deck. I got it on Steam Deck, so it's
That's
playable.
interesting.
It's 100% playable.
Yeah,
on Steam
okay.
Deck. Yeah,
All right.
it's compatible. So, just to catch up. All right, next game in the showcase was Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, which is just a VR sequel. This will be out in late 2023. This was actually the part where they started doing VR stuff, which we're just going to skim through because we don't have VR.
Just skip the whole set,
Yeah.
dude. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Like I was.
Well,
I think-
Resident Evil VR mode was the next one. Just because the game was good, get it if you have the VR and you haven't played Resident Evil, I would recommend it. So,
yeah.
Arizona Sunshine 2, which is a sequel to a popular VR zombie game, which I feel like all VR games are zombie games. That's out this spring. Crossfire Sierra Squad, which is a popular realistic shooter from, I believe, a Korean studio. That's out summer 2023. Synapse VR, where you basically inception somebody. That's out July 4, 2023. And then Beat Saber VR, which is Beat Saber. But finally,
Whoa. Beat Saber.
It's good.
It's here.
It's good. Yeah, whatever. All right, that does it for the VR section. Let's get to the good stuff. And this is where it starts ramping up, and this is where I got super hyped. So first big thing is Marathon. For those unfamiliar, Marathon is Bungie's original IP. They made 3 games, I believe, for the Mac system. You're more
Mac,
familiar? Yeah. And now they actually
Don't-
have it on.
Don't shame me for being old.
No, I'm asking. I wasn't a computer gamer like
I
that.
know. Yeah, they were. It was Mac.
and
Yeah,
they-
they were Mac games.
And
yeah.
they released them for PC now, right? I believe there's like a remaster or something like that.
I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they must have done something for PC later, but originally it was Mac, and then the story goes they then were creating Halo for Mac, and then Microsoft bought them, and that was kind of
Gotcha. Yeah.
So before Halo, this was
This
the
was it.
franchise. Yeah,
So back to Marathon. I know that was a single player game. So now Bungie announced brand new first person shooter. It's going to be an extraction shooter. All they did was show a very colorful CGI trailer. It looked amazing. I'm super hyped for it. I was a big fan of the Division Dark Zone, where it was the same thing. You would go in the world, fight versus other people, fight versus the AI, and just scavenge for weapons and stuff like that. And then you had to escape the world with it. So this was very, very... Hello, Boba. Boba decides to make an appearance. This was a very beautiful constructed world. It looks amazing. They gave out more details. So with the world, like I said, it's going to be extraction based, but based on the team, players will be able to basically open up new parts of the world. So that was very exciting to me, especially coming from playing Destiny, where like the first team that beats the raid or something like that, it unlocks newer things for all the other players. So that sounds very interesting to me.
it's a Strand type game.
No,
It's Death Stranding.
it's not Death Stranding.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's the
Anyways,
same. It's the same.
You're taking the
It's
glory
a
from it.
positive. No, it's a. I think it's.
I know
good.
it's a positive thing. It's
Yeah,
not.
I think
the
it's
same
cool.
thing.
What is a Strand type game? Does anyone know?
That's a different episode. Let
Okay.
me get. I'm on a thing here. But that's pretty cool. And then they also said that you don't necessarily have to extract or make it out alive to be able to win or get good stuff, which is I think is good. Because imagine if you just have a game where only one team's winning and everybody else is not having fun. I know I made a comment a couple weeks back about how Bungie, the multiplayer for Destiny is in shit because they took their multiplayer team and they were working on the game. And I believe this is the game that they're working on. So I'm super excited for this. Your thoughts on Marathon?
Very excited.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Will you play this one?
I didn't play the original Marathon, so I actually have
Were
no
those
idea.
were those all multiplayer or single player?
I don't know.
I think they were all single player.
I think it was a single player. Yeah, I really don't know because I never played them. I just knew. I never heard of the games until Halo was a thing and kind of put Bungie, more on the map. And then people would just be like, "Oh yeah, well, they also created this other franchise called Marathon." And I think people have always been wondering like if they would ever bring back bring back that franchise. It's not clear to me at all like what, if anything, carries over from the original Marathon games. Like it might actually just be the name, which it's a pretty cool name. Like
Yeah.
so even if it's just the name, like
It's a strong brand.
yeah, I think that is fine. Um, I thought it looked really cool. Like, what's the most recent? Is it what's like the more like neon looking Destiny expansion?
Oh,
It
Lightfall.
just came out, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Lightfall. So it kind of looked like a little more in line with
Yeah.
that, which I think is a good thing. Like I'm very very down with that aesthetic. Um, and I think, as many times as I've tried to get into Destiny, like I can't do it.
It's
I really
hard.
like,
It's hard.
yeah, they don't make it easy. I really love like the gunplay and the core kind of like shooting mechanics that Bungie's known for. So, definitely down for just like
Just
that
PvP. Yeah.
and a completely different, like, just get it out of Destiny. It's a completely new game. So I'm very excited for that. I'm guessing this will be the first game Bungie releases, what, really in a very long time, that's like
Yeah.
not Destiny, but particularly since Sony's acquired them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they made a comment about if it's,
I don't think this is Sony. I think this is I believe Tencent that had invested like 100 million or something like that, or one of the Chinese companies.
but did they make a comment whether it's exclusive to, whether it's console exclusive?
It's gonna
and
be
then PC?
consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, and as well as PC. So it's gonna be crossplay.
It's gonna be on everything.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And I
Yeah.
think that was another thing I wanted to get into, but I'll mention it now. But I did enjoy that Xbox, like right after the showcase, made like
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of a snarky tweet around like,
Everything.
hey, basically nearly half of the stuff is
Also,
gonna be on
Xbox,
Xbox.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of funny.
Um,
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
very excited to check this out.
And you definitely saw that Bungie went full Bungie in terms of like, as soon as this released, there was a scavenger hunt for the website where if 7,777 people watched the video, then it would unlock the VDoc and they would talk more about it. They have gone silent. They said that that's all they're going to share for now. They're going back to working on the game. So I'm pretty sure we're probably not going to see this until probably late 2024, maybe 2025. But I'm excited. I like you said, Bungie is great in terms of gameplay and stuff like that. They really know what makes a great first-person shooter, and this really gave me Cyberpunk / Apex vibes. So I'm excited to see what the future is. And then the next announcement in the showcase was also Bungie. That was the Destiny 2 final shape. This is more for the Destiny heads. I don't think Lido will know anything. Well, Nick will know anything about anything that I'm going to say. So all these words.
I think I remember something about shapes, and
Okay.
they had to like
Put them together.
descope one of the prior expansions, and then like this is the.
Oh, okay,
Right?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, that's
yeah,
right, that's
yeah.
right. All right. But basically, they did a little CGI trailer, which I don't mind because Bungie does do good CGI trailers. It showed Cade 6, which is a returning character that got killed a couple expansions back. So that's a big miss.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan
Yeah.
Fillion, who's a great voice actor.
I pretty much know everything.
Yeah, original in a lot of he was the original before they had Nolan North voice him, but he's back. Not much to say except that I think a lot of people were super hyped about that, just to have that kind of old familiar voice, especially with a lot of the original voice actors no longer being in the game. R.I.P. Lance Riddick. But super excited. They're gonna have more information in August 22nd, when they do the full Destiny showcase. And again, this is gonna be for Destiny 2, the final shape, which is the expansion that's gonna be released. They usually release them February or March of the year. And this is also going to give us more information for the future of Destiny, because this is technically the end of the Light and Dark saga. So, there's no info if they're going to make Destiny 3. They're probably just going to continue this. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be saying about what the next future of Destiny story-wise is. Next game on the showcase is Concord, which is a first-person shooter being developed by Firewalk Studios, which just got recently acquired by Sony. This will be out in 2024. This is also just CGI, so I have no thoughts. You have thoughts? No
Nope.
thoughts. Give us gameplay. Maybe then we'll give you thoughts. Next big thing is Project Q and PS5 earbuds. So Project Q is basically a new handheld by Sony. Unfortunately, it's not a standalone handheld. The only thing it'll do is basically let you stream your PlayStation 5 games into it and have remote play. Which okay, I mean, it looked cool. It's like a broken PlayStation controller. It's like a broken DualSense with a screen in the middle. So it looked cool. I wish they would have just announced like a new Vita or something, and I would have been more hyped. I don't know if I need this. I have the Steam Deck, so I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it
what
looks
do you
nice.
do
I
with
mean,
it?
there was some leaks or rumors a few weeks ago where people were talking around PlayStation getting back into the portable business. And then it was an open question like, oh, is it just a remote play device or is it something bigger than that? And it seems that it's just a remote play device. So I don't know. I feel like I'll be interested to see how the market responds to this. I think it'll probably be a pretty niche device.
Or if
I'm not going to get one.
if they hack it and it could do cool stuff, then I might.
I guess, but like, it's just not, yeah, I mean, if it's just playing basically
Yeah, just remote.
remote games, I don't know.
It's for somebody. It's just not us.
Yeah, no, I think, I think hardcore, maybe this will give you like an indicator of how this would sell, but there was some, I think, like corporate events that Sony's been doing. They've been disclosing some numbers. I think the PSVR 2 sold like, I think it was like 800,000 or something like that.
It's outsold the original in the same time frame.
So I know it's like apples and oranges, but like that's kind of where I'd expect something like this to sell, where it's really just going to be like hardcore Sony fanboys that are just going to buy it just because it's another Sony thing. So I think it'd probably sell like somewhere around there. So it's not terrible, but like I don't think it's going to be some game-changing thing that's going to get even more people to opt into the PlayStation ecosystem. So
Yeah.
something like that.
And then the other thing is the PlayStation 5 earbuds. And then the only thing I can say about this, I might be interested. Might be interested more than the Project Q.
Yeah, they look nice. I mean, I recently got the Bose. What are they called? I don't even know what they're called, but it's like the newest version of the Bose Buds, and
Yeah.
they're a game changer for me because I used to always buy like the giant
The full,
noise canceling ones, and they're just a pain in the ass carrying around. And I think the noise canceling technology is now basically the same as like those bigger ones.
Yeah.
So those have been a game changer for me. I feel like the Sony ones will probably have a similar level of performance, maybe even better. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll have any like helpful kind of connectivity with, I'm sure it will, like it'll be like directly connected with PlayStation and will be good for like game chat and stuff like that. But I just don't know if I would necessarily need that, but they look nice.
Yeah. Well, I've been in the market for some new buds. I do the same thing. I have the WXM4s, which are the over-the-ear noise canceling ones, and those have always gotten good reviews, and I really enjoy them. And I know that the Sony buds, the WXM, whatever they are, they also get good reviews. So I think they might be using the same technology. So we'll see. I have the AirPods, and they're not that. Like, they're annoying.
Fucking Apple, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I got them. I like to waste money, apparently. All right, next big game in the showcase and the final big game, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So they showed off, I want to say, about 10 minutes.
That was too much, man. Like,
what do you mean too much? Apparently it wasn't enough because they said that wasn't even anything. Like they said it's a small part. So they showed off like a 10, 15 minute trailer. They showed off the main antagonist, and I say this for our listening audience with air quotes because I don't think Kraven will be the main antagonist. We'll have to see throughout the game.
that's probably right. Yeah, that's probably a bit of a bait and switch.
Yeah, but they showed off Craven, which looked cool. He's going in there. They're hunting for the lizard. We have Miles Morales Spider-Man, and then we also have Peter Parker Spider-Man. You can kind of see the perspective from both of them, easily switch back and forth between the two. It's all pre-recorded. Takes me back to when they showed off the Uncharted 4 was it Uncharted 4? Yeah, Uncharted 4 sequence where they're running with the Jeep and stuff like that. The game looks great. I'm super hyped about it. They also revealed down the road that you'll also be able to play in Brooklyn and Queens. So not only Manhattan, you'll be able to.
Might be swinging through the neighborhood over
There
here.
you go. I know they're not in Washington Heights, which is fine. Leave us alone. We don't want destruction. But the game looks great. Also, narrative. Apparently, the Venom symbiote. I don't want to say it wrong. Yeah, it's going to have a big effect on Peter Parker. A bigger effect than it did in Spider-Man 3. So we'll see on that. The game looks great. I mean,
The movie, you mean?
in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. The one with Tobey Maguire.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
The game looks great. Obviously, Insomniac knows what they're doing. This is, if not the most anticipated title for Sony this year, one of them. I can't wait to play it. The release date is still fall 2023. We don't know the exact date. I'm pretty sure they'll announce more the closer it gets. They just don't want to step on other games' toes. Anything interesting you notice about the game? You think they showed too much, apparently?
I think it was like I would have preferred, like, I'm buying the game. Like, there's like, so in my mind
need to
it's
sell you
like
more on it.
yeah. So in my mind it's like I would have preferred if it was like a briefer gameplay, kind of demo, and then they just showed other stuff at the showcase. Like, so it's more of a like show less of that, show other new stuff.
I initially thought that they were just gonna show like that little cutscene of Craven, and I was like, what the fuck, is this it? Because they faded to black, and then they were like, okay, now we're over Manhattan. So I'm glad they showed off more.
I mean, it was almost like a state of play length reveal, like inside of the showcase.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the thing too. I feel like it was a good showing because it was actual gameplay, as opposed to like, here's a trailer of who's going to be in, like a CGI trailer or something. It was an actual gameplay sequence of the game. So I think that's fine enough. You're playing the game. You spend all this time in that one mission or whatever it is. I think it was fine. A little bit sad that they didn't show anything Wolverine, but they don't want to.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my mindset. It's like still show gameplay. 5 minutes is plenty, like just to send the message of like how incredible the game looks, and then show a glimpse of Wolverine. So that's kind of why I was a little. I also didn't even. I think I mentioned earlier. I was on a plane. I basically watched the whole thing, kind of like while I was boarding a plane and getting situated, and had pretty dicey, you always have like dicey internet on while you're like at the tarmac or whatever. So so the plane was like taking off kind of like in the middle, like, so I didn't even watch the full whatever thing, but I was like, I don't need to watch anymore. It's like it's fine.
Like,
so,
I got it.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the game looks incredible. I think I like this. You'll be able to kind of alternate between the two Spider-Mans. So I'm down. Just give me a release date.
All right. And then that wrapped up the showcase, and that'll wrap up this segment with one last question, which is, what are your thoughts on the showcase? I know the internet was kind of back and forth and also divided.
Just trashing it. I think it was like, it seemed to be negative. Like, generally it was like a negative take on this. And you might be interested. I actually was like more positive. I was predicting that this was going to be like one of the most unbelievable games showcases that we've ever seen, because I feel like Sony still has a lot of unannounced stuff or announced stuff that they just haven't really shown much of. Yeah. That I think would just could blow everyone away. So. Yeah. So it certainly wasn't that, like, it wasn't at that level of game showcase.
But it's not because they didn't have anything, it's because they didn't show anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. So to me, it was interesting to see more, again, because they've been hyping up like live services, and they have all these live service games. So I think we kind of got a glimpse at to what that actually looks like with like a number of titles. But I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff to get excited about. So, I'd kind of rate it like a 7.5, maybe an 8. I would need to kind of go through it. Something like that. Whereas I was expecting us to be like a 9. So maybe I'm just,
Yeah.
that's on me for being too excited about things, even though like I'm very deliberate and like have very low expectations with these game showcases. I just thought Sony was going to come in super hot with this one, and it was going to be like a 9 plus, but it just wasn't there. But I feel like most people are like, this was a joke and terrible, and it's a 5 out of 10. And I'm like, okay, like I feel like that's a bit extreme.
So going off of what you said, I initially also thought that it was kind of shit. Not shit because it was bad, but shit because it didn't show enough. And then, obviously stewing on it for like a week and a half kind of changed my mind. And also hearing you talk about it changed my mind. I do see it better now in light of it. I think we were expecting too much of it in a sense. It's a showcase right before the big week of, a couple weeks before Big E3 week, which is normally when they show everything. Also, it was more of a chance of Sony showing their partners. It wasn't them showing anything from their end in terms of new. I think they did well enough with the Spider-Man and the Destiny stuff and the Bungie stuff and the Marathon stuff. So definitely changed my mind. I think I look at it more favorably now. Obviously, I did want to see more, but I think it's fine. We'll see throughout the week. The other thing is, we like what you said earlier, that Xbox right after was like, yeah, these are also all coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
So anything I think that will be shown this week will also be coming to PlayStation, and we'll probably see a lot more surprises that the publishers wanted to keep for their own showcases as opposed to have it shown off at Sony. And there are rumors, obviously, and I don't know why I wouldn't believe it, that there is going to be another showcase probably for the back half of the year. Obviously, they usually like to do them around September. I think that's what they did last year.
That's the magic month.
Yeah, so, am I disappointed that I didn't see more? Yeah, but am I super disappointed in everything that they showed? No, because I think they still showed enough that was satisfying, and I can't wait to see more. And then we'll see with the next couple of weeks, whatever comes out of Summer's Game Fest and all those other showcases. So we think it was good. Yeah, we think it was good.
Yeah.
All right, so that does it for the Sony showcase that we wanted to talk about. Next thing, Street Fighter 6 release. Oh my God. I don't think we...
How many times have I thrown you?
Oh my God. Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
I'm going to get better, but Nick keeps freaking throwing me. I don't know how's this even a thing? Like, you could throw out of anything. The only thing you can't throw out of is a counter throw. That's the only time you can't throw somebody, when somebody counters it by trying to throw you.
You love it when you drive impact and then I'm jumping in and then throw you to interrupt your drive impact. That's
so for
I can actually see your
so mad
head exploding. Yeah.
For those unfamiliar, Street Fighter 6 got released on Friday. Big release, two big games, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4 with early access. But we've been talking about Street Fighter 6 for a while just because we were super hyped about it. And we got to see it at EVO last year. I got to play it a little bit, and then we've been playing the demos and the betas.
Yeah, you even got you got to play it before I did.
Yeah, so I was in love right away. The funniest thing is, and I told you this the other day, was that when this got announced, we were like shitting on. I mean, everybody was shitting on it.
Everyone was shitting on it.
But we were also shitting on it because like Ryu's chest was like out there. He was looking like Kylo Ren.
I think Wide Ryu was the meme.
The logo was like, what the fuck is this, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we were definitely it was a lukewarm reception, but I think they've done a great job of showcasing the game, showcasing how great it was going to be, and it was either for the casual gamers or for the hardcore gamers. And then how colorful and great it looks. And I think they did a great job. So far, it's the biggest. It has the biggest concurrent player count on Steam for a fighting game. It has a 92 on Metacritic, which is one of the highest rated for games this year, as well as for fighting games overall. And it's just a great game. I know we put in a lot of hours on it. We've done a world tour, which I think it's the weakest part of the game, but it's a fighting game. I wouldn't expect it to have like a good kind of story part of it. But I think they did a good job just to be able to go around and explore the world and the characters and learn moves and stuff. But we have been having a lot of fun, even though like I think this is a wild number, but I think we've played like 200 matches and maybe I've won like 20 and you've won 180.
No, you've won like 2.
Okay, I've won more. Don't sell me too short. But but that's how crazy.
No, it's like 5. It's like 5. Yeah.
That's how crazy and good and addictive the game is. That one, we played so many matches, and two, we've been able to play them over and over because it's so easy to just jump right back into it.
The hours fly by.
Yeah.
It's like crazy when you get into this. Even my wife was just like,
"Are you playing that game again?"
Yeah. Like, what is going on? I'm like, "Oh yeah, like 3 hours just like flew by," and it's like,
you're just,
what? Yeah,
just getting your wins up against one guy. So
yeah.
Don't hype yourself up too much. But I think it's just been great, man. I always say, I'm not a big fighting game player. It's one of my weakest areas. But I just like playing, even if I'm getting my ass kicked by Nick. I enjoy playing the game. They definitely hit it out of the park. Anything else you want to say about this? Anything that has stood out so far?
I'm disappointed by the World Tour mode, which I think you kind of already alluded to. It's basically like a dumber version of like the Yakuza games.
Yeah.
In terms of just like, it's like you're kind of in this small little area and you're
create your character
going around. Yeah, you're going around doing just like pretty straightforward missions or whatever,
fighting in the streets.
Yeah, the thing is it's the fighting is like not fun.
Well, it's not fun because
initially,
right away you're not. Yeah, you don't unlock everything.
It's because you need to basically find all of the different Street Fighter characters, and then they become your teacher, and then you can learn the moves. And so I think this will definitely vary depending on who you actually want to play as. So I don't even but it's basically it's like Chun-Li and Jamie and Kimber. It's like all these different characters that I don't necessarily like want to play as, and I'm kind of like stuck with their movesets, playing in a lot of like kind of like unfun matches. So I've basically just been like, which you won't find that surprising at all, but I've basically just been like throw looping everyone, like all these kind of not fun battles to like
those
get
NPCs
through it.
Must hate you, like the computer.
Yeah, you can just throw them almost infinitely, with a few exceptions. So it's kind of just been like a slog of just like, I don't know. So it's basically an even more like unfun Yakuza, because I think we've talked about this before. Like I love the setting of the Yakuza games, but the more like arcadey beat 'em up like system, like I don't really like that much.
Yeah, if it was more technical.
The turn-based, like I very much prefer the turn-based combat. So but this is like in Street Fighter, at least early on, it's like an even worse version of like the combat system. So I think it took me like 6 hours or something like that to get to Ken finally.
And learn his moves.
And then now I'm getting his moveset, and so now I'm gonna stick with it a little bit more, and maybe I'll enjoy it more. But it's been more of a slog than I'd like.
Yeah. I definitely think if it would, like you said, if it would have started with like you could pick the character who would be your master, it would have been easier because you're also learning their moves throughout the story, so you could get better at them.
So maybe a little disappointed by that. I still think it's like the best single player type of experience in a fighting game, but I also don't think fighting games have really done that well. I think there's the one in Mortal Kombat, which was like okay, but so I think it has not a lot of competition, but I was expecting more out of that mode.
I wasn't, but
Yeah. Maybe other than that, I mean, it's awesome. I think people were like kind of complaining about the UI and the menus, which I would agree with.
it's like two different UIs, so that's what I hate.
It's all these. Yeah, it's a bit of a hassle. I also have like a leverless, arcade stick with like none of the buttons. Like I have like no idea which buttons are which, so it's like even more annoying trying to navigate the menus, and I have to like have a controller with me. So I could see that criticism as well. But other than that, like when you get down to it, like it's super fun to play. It's it's open to casual. I'm absolutely a casual player. Like I'm not good at these games. I've been able to like matchmake with people, and we're like similar skill levels and able to have a good time. So yeah, it's great. So I've played it probably 12 or 13 hours already, and it just came out. It's
you
way more than any other. It's like if you were to aggregate all the hours of all other fighting games I've ever played in my life, this is already like more than that.
You dropped Zelda for it, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll get back to like a balance. But yeah, I dropped Zelda for a couple nights just to play this, and yeah, having a good time.
Yeah, I think the Battle Hub is really fun to just get in there and match up against other people. Also, character creator is pretty fun, especially when you unlock more stuff. I'm having the most fun, even though I still suck at it, is with the training. I feel like the training tools for somebody like me who's not a proficient fighting game player, I think it's really easy to do, and they guide you really well through it, and they explain everything kind of really well. I think it's more of a user error than game error, so I'll get better at it. But I think for those hesitant that don't know, they've never played a fighting game, it's still a fun game. Even if you don't fight against other players, if you just do like against your friends or even the computer, I think it's still a hell of a fun game, and it's fun learning all these characters. I know there's a lot of returning characters, but there's a lot more newer characters, which I know you've been playing as Ken a lot because you're trying to master him and all that stuff, but I know that you see all the other characters and you enjoy their moves and how they play and all that stuff, and I know you want to play with a couple different more characters. It's more inviting to play with other characters. I think I'd rather play with all the new characters than with the old characters.
Other than Luke.
I like Luke.
Luke still sucks. Yeah. But no, I think Manon and Marissa look like a lot of fun. Yeah. And I think there's been a lot of positive feedback on those two characters specifically. So, and I think also Kimberly. I think people
Kimberly's pretty
are really
fun.
liking Kimberly.
JP, but JP is very technical, so that one you got to be really good.
Yeah. I think my next character will probably be Manon.
Yeah, Manon.
After some more Ken.
After because we've been playing, we played last night until like midnight. After we stopped playing, I was watching a couple Manon videos, and she gets wild.
Yeah,
I think I know what you were saying when you're like, yo, you should try her. Because I was trying her, but I wasn't really executing anything.
That was the most. Like that was your scariest was when you were Manon, and I'm like, I might actually lose some matches here.
I feel like when I was playing early Kimberly, there was a couple trade-offs. Like you would win 3, then I would win 1, but
Yeah.
But then you got me. All right, whatever. That's enough Street Fighter. Next segment is Diablo 4 Early Access. We don't really have the game, but we wanted to just talk about it real quick because it did get released on Early Access on Friday as well. The full release is on Tuesday for those that didn't hawk up the extra money. But
$90.
Yeah, I don't.
You had to pay $90 to play it early.
I would. Yeah, I like Diablo. I like the last one. But I obviously with Street Fighter coming out and playing Destiny, that's already a live service game. I didn't know if I wanted to get into it. But my friends that have bought it, people on Discord, on our Discord that have bought it, the streamers I've watched, they're really enjoying it. Everything's kind of balanced so far from what I'm hearing. There hasn't been any issues, which was, I think that was my biggest surprise in terms of the launch and like the queue and anything like that. I think there was only a slight issue with like a license verification for PlayStation 5, but that got patched up. seems to be doing really well. Hopefully, this holds out until the full release on Tuesday, and it goes without any hiccups or anything like that. Is this on your mind? Did it kind of drive you to maybe think about buying it?
Yeah, no, I think I've been waiting in kind of like wait and see mode. I've played. I know it's not the same, but I did mess around with Immortal a little bit, which was more the mobile. That's the mobile game, but it was on PC. So that's my kind of last whirl with Diablo. I think it's looking good. The feedback has been pretty positive, which is surprising because I feel like Blizzard's done so much to antagonize their audience and has almost like conditioned them to like want to hate things, and the fact that I think the feedback so far has been really positive, I think says a lot about the game. So so it's definitely on my radar. I think we have this as a game that we've been wanting to play online with. I just didn't want to. I have like so much stuff I'm playing already. Like I wasn't gonna be like, let me spend $90 on this and potentially not really like it, just so I can like play it. I think it's just like a week or two early, or
no, just 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, because it comes out on Tuesday.
Oh well, no. People started playing it on
Friday.
On Friday, okay.
Yeah,
that's like more than a few days, but whatever. So that's it. So I'll probably get it.
Yeah, it's
Tuesday.
A strong maybe. I think, like you said, there's a lot of games that I've been meaning to play or haven't finished and stuff like that. And also we have the big one that's coming out on the 22nd, Final Fantasy 16. So I don't know, man. It's a good month. But
great month. Well, probably one of the best months for games in years.
I just gotta find out how to allocate my time better for gaming.
Well, Street Fighter is dangerous, man, because you just
get sucked in.
You just get sucked in.
It's been a while, especially since I played something like this, where I could just easily jump right back into it and not think about it. We would have kept playing last night. I think if I hadn't gotten tired of you kicking my ass, we would have kept going. Yeah. And then the last bit of news that we want to talk about is Last of Us Faction. So there was a report on Bloomberg that they're delaying the factions, which is the multiplayer aspect of The Last of Us, even more. It wasn't shown at the Sony showcase. The reports say that Bungie took a look at it because now with Sony acquiring Bungie and them being so good at live service games, they've kind of been helping Sony out with
the
that.
audacity.
They've been helping Sony out, and they kind of took a look at it, and they said that it seems like it's not sustainable as a live service game. Not that the game was bad, but in terms of what they were looking for live service, it doesn't look like it's holding up. The report also mentioned that the team size got reduced, and they allocate a lot of the members of the team to focus on the single-player game that they've been working on, which is fine and all, but I'm a bit disappointed with this, man, because I was a big fan of the original Last of Us multiplayer. I thought it was a very unique take on a multiplayer game. On a multiplayer scenario and the things you could do with the crafting and all that stuff, and then I think this is what Doom did, just trying to make it a live service game. I know everybody wants to be in the live service game thing, but not everything should be live service games.
Yeah, I know, right? That was kind of my take. Was like, does it have to be a live service game? Like and I'm trying to remember when they actually revealed. I mean, this was maybe a couple years ago. I remember.
Yeah, when part 2 was out, because they were like, "Oh, we're gonna separate it, and it's gonna be a live service game."
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so I don't know. It's to me, I was fascinated by because they did acquire Bungie with this idea of them being like the live service experts and trying to, roll out their knowledge to other studios and. Who knows to what extent that's actually like going to happen, but I guess this is a glimpse at what their role has been, looking at PlayStation Studios more broadly and kind of vetting all the different live service games in their pipeline, and for them to like, that's like kind of interesting. You have Bungie telling Naughty Dog, not good enough.
Well, it's not. Well, that's where the big like. Asterisk is that, hey, it's not that it's not a good game, it's not a good live service games.
Yeah,
like it won't hold, it won't sustain, and I can totally see that. Like this year there's been so many cancellation of live service games.
Mhm.
Knockout City, the dodgeball one. Like there's so many games that have been canceled that are live service. So definitely, it's a bit sad just to hear it overall, especially knowing Naughty Dog, but they're not known for multiplayer. They're known for
But you
single
like
player.
you like their multiplayer game?
I mean, they're not known for live service. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the Uncharted multiplayer. It was kind of generic. I enjoyed the Last of Us multiplayer more, but I just want to hear some news. I want to see something. Come on, man. It's been
Yeah,
years.
I think because I think a lot of people doing podcasts and other people in the games media were making predictions around this, and I think that was a pretty consistent prediction, was seeing something from the Last of
Yeah.
Us multiplayer. So
More than anything.
kind of interesting that there was nothing, and then a quick follow-up tweet talking
Only
about
because of the report.
yeah,
too.
because of the report. Yeah.
All right, so hopefully we get some more news out of it. Like I said, it's going to be a big week. Summer Games Fest, the Xbox Showcase, the Nintendo Showcase, the Ubisoft, and all those other publishers. So we'll definitely get a couple more surprises. It'll probably be another media episode like this one. I don't know how long we've been going for, but it's going to be a media
I'm
episode.
exhausted.
Yeah.
I was
So-
exhausted an hour ago.
So that means we're going to move on to some closing thoughts. My thoughts? Great vacation. Went to DR, had a good time, got a little bit tanner, drank a lot of beer, which I don't really do, but when you're in DR, drink a lot of Presidente.
What's that stuff that you always? It was like the rum with the sugar canes or with the cinnamon sticks. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You like gave it to me. It was like on a necklace or something. Like, what the hell is that?
Mama Juana.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that? No Mama Juana.
The mama, yeah. No, they had them there. I just drank beer mostly because I don't like drinking beer, but fresh Dominican beer, Presidente, is like so refreshing, man. It's so easy
It's
to
just like how that Sapporo hits differently when you're in Japan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was beer everywhere. And then I got to see my country. I haven't been there in 15 years. We road tripped a lot. We traveled a lot. We drove everywhere and got to see the island. So that was pretty great. In terms of television, watched the Succession finale, which I won't spoil for you.
Yeah, not there yet.
Watched the Barry finale, won't spoil either. And then watched Ted Lasso finale. So you need to catch up with all these three. I think overall, great seasons. We'll talk about it more when Nick gets to it. So that's all that's all I'll say.
And I think you should leave.
Oh, and I think you should leave. So if you're not familiar with I Think You Should Leave, it's a skit show by Tim Anderson, who used to work as an SNL writer. But it's really, really out there. And if you know us, you know our humor. We definitely just quote it all the
It's
fucking
literally
time.
the dumbest show, and I can't recommend it to anyone.
Yeah.
But what's so funny is like when you find out someone likes the show, you're like,
know.
oh my god,
Yeah.
we're best friends now because we both like this
Yeah, this is very
incredibly dumb show with
So if you
idiotic humor.
if you like I Think You Should Leave, join us on Discord and give us your funniest skits and give us shit, and then we'll talk about it.
There you go.
It's not a lot of people that like this show. Your wife hates it.
My wife like aggressively hates this show
Yeah. And then-
so much, and she gets pissed that I watch it and I'm laughing at it. And
And my ex-girlfriend too, whenever I would put it on, she's like, I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
it's cringe humor
It-
at its finest.
it's not everything's not a hit, but the hits that hit,
Yeah.
oof, they hit so good.
Yeah.
And then as far as gaming, obviously Street Fighter 6, Nick is kicking my ass. I gotta get better, guys.
Yeah, you'll get better.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
He's not even kicking my ass. He's throwing my ass. He can't stop throwing. He's a little bitch. He still keeps doing that.
And sweeping.
That's my
the
other. Throwing is
I'm-
worse. Yeah, I don't know. Like throwing shouldn't be that overpowered, but it is. That's a whole other thing. Maybe I'm just not into the fighting game community as much as I want to be, and it sucks. Also been playing Fortnite. They released some Spider-Man
Oh yeah.
skins, which look fucking amazing. And we're excited because we want to watch.
I think that's my favorite skin in the game
Yeah.
now, the 2099 one.
Yeah, we want to watch Across the Spider-Verse. I actually wanted to watch it this weekend, but we're trying to set up where we can get a nice little group and go and see it. It's been getting great reviews, man, so super excited to see that. And then I've been playing Destiny Season of the Deep, new season. Been a lot of funny glitches, but I enjoyed so far. Bubba's over there playing with the ball. What about you? What are your closing thoughts?
I don't know if I have too much to add. It's Street Fighter 6, a lot of Zelda. I was playing a ton. As like I don't even know how many hours I've put into it. I think I'm just like I gotta be like over halfway through it at least. But I
Yeah.
feel like I've been playing it a ton.
Street Fighter got you out of that
And then
Zelda coma.
yeah, and then I'm still playing Honkai Star Rail. It's very much the like daily grind
Yeah,
and stuff.
now it's just
but
daily stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of that experience. There should be new stuff coming out soon, but so yeah, I think that those have been my big three. And it's keeping me very busy. So it's almost to the point where Diablo, I'll probably still get Diablo, but it's going to be like tough trying to figure out how to thread that in unless I can beat Zelda before that comes out, which seems very unlikely.
And then Final Fantasy 16.
And then Final Fantasy 16. So
it's been
like,
a good June. Well, end of May, beginning of June, full June. Then I don't think there's much in July.
Can't complain. And then we're hopefully getting even more like really good game news. So I feel like it just feels like it's a good time to be gaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I have too much to add there. TV, we just started Succession, so we're only a couple episodes in. We intentionally withheld watching Succession and Ted Lasso because we just wanted to binge it. I plowed through I Think You Should Leave. It's only like, I know it sounds like a lot. It's only like 90 minutes and stuff. So each episode's like 15, 20 minutes. So
rewatchable.
Yeah, very rewatchable. Some episodes more than others, but
55 fries, 55 pizza, 55 sodas.
I think that one's up there. The like pay it forward fast food drive-through episode. The dating game zipline episode.
Now I wish I had a zipline.
Yeah. I've watched that one probably like 5 times. It's like, it's unbelievable. And then my favorite's definitely driving crooner.
I didn't get it in the beginning. I was like, what the fuck? But now I enjoy it. It's all about the facial animations.
It's another one you got to rewatch. Yeah, it's just like the first time he's doing that weird stuff with his face, you're just like, okay, what is going on here? And you always kind of know like something insane is going to happen because when he's being like normal and nice, and he's just like, oh yeah, just like call me anytime you need someone to like be a sober driver.
There's always some ulterior dumb motive. The doctor who wants to get into the clubs one is funny.
Oh yeah.
Get me in the haunted house. I know you're an Aqua.
So we could talk about this for another half hour. But
if you watch the show, at least give it a try. If you like it, cool. Let us know. If you don't, that's also cool.
Yeah, and then I don't know if I was in Italy. We basically just did all like the tourist shit in Rome, and we stayed. Mario was not there.
Okay.
I don't know. He lives in Brooklyn, dude. Mario's from Brooklyn.
Might take a trip.
That's a bad joke. That's rough. I'm leaving that in too. I don't. It's just we just wanted to do a trip. Hadn't really gone on a vacation in a while. It's absolutely the fault of White Lotus. So I was like, part of me was like annoyed by that like we're going with like basically like a pretty like big group of girls, all like my wife's friends, because they're all like obsessed with the White Lotus, and we didn't even like do anything.
We didn't even recreate that time.
Yeah, like we didn't. Yeah, like it would have been too busy and expensive probably to recreate that. So I think they were just like fascinated by Italy and wanted to go. But yeah, it was a good time. Like I knew I would go there at some point, but it wasn't like something I was urgently trying to go to. But I'm glad we went.
Yeah.
It's almost like, and again, we were all in the tourist area, so maybe this is like not surprising at all. But it literally was like paninis, pizza, gelato.
Yeah, it's very touristy.
Yeah, like that's like basically all we ate. One of my biggest issues, really, with pretty much everywhere I've gone in Europe, is I'm a big iced coffee drinker.
Oh yeah.
Like I only drink iced coffee. Didn't have any ice, but it's all I drink. I need it to basically function, and getting iced coffee in Europe is basically impossible.
Oh wow.
So that was the case. That was also the case in Italy. So
They took me to like a
Not
Dominican.
not a big star. There's not like Starbucks or anything like that. So
My friend Juan took me to a Dominican Starbucks, which is like Cafe Santo Domingo. That's what it's called over there, and it was shit.
yeah.
Because I don't drink coffee. I just had a juice. The juice was good, but then I had a kipe, which is like fried wheat, like grain, fried grain with beef in the middle, and it was just microwaved. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Where's the original Dominican kipe that's made right there? You know, so that was disappointing.
No, all that stuff they just microwave, but
Yeah, that's why I was like, fuck Starbucks and all that stuff.
yeah.
Unless you want to sponsor us. Anyways, then, that does it for the VF episode. One last thing that I forgot to mention. I don't know, this is for the people on video. Nick and I are rocking our Pressing Buttons apparel. I got my Whale Oil Machine shirt, and Nick has the Rooting Against You in a Positive Way shirt. These are all thanks to our great art guy, Daniel, aka D-Pass. We appreciate you. Thanks for making these awesome designs. We're still working on getting it out to the masses, but we just want to give them a shout out because these are super great. They feel really comfortable. They look really great. I think a couple of people have asked me about it. Actually, a couple of people have asked me about it, so pretty cool. But yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Shout outs-
That one's definitely trademark infringement. But
No, it's not. He said it's not. I trust him.
Okay.
He's an artist. But yeah, make sure you guys are following us. Check out pressingbuttons.gg so you guys can check out all our links to our Discord, our YouTube, our Instagram, and our Twitter. Make sure you guys are following us and interacting with us. We love you guys, and it's good to be back.
We're back.
Sorry if we were a little bit droopy or whatever.
That's
Yeah.
all on me.
Well, that's
It's tough.
it's all. It's,
We'll be back.
It's
We'll be back
hard
to
getting
normal
back to
normal
our-
energy level
Yeah.
next week. Yeah.
No responsibilities. Coming back to responsibilities suck.
Yeah.
But we'll be a-okay next week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hugo. Bye.
I'm Nick. Later.